Kamala, you are fired. You're fired. Get out. Get out.
If Donald Trump, well, you know what? The courts will take care of that. Let's take care of him in November. We'll take care of him in November. How about that?
On November 5, America will be witnessing the closest presidential race of the century. With just about 6 weeks left, it's coming down to the wire between former President Donald Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris. According to a new poll by the New York Times and Siena College, Trump has the edge in several battleground or swing states, which are key to winning the presidential election. It's Trump in the lead in Arizona and Georgia, two states that he lost to Joe Biden in 2020. Even in North Carolina, which has not voted for a Democrat since 2008, it's Trump who has a narrow margin over Harris. The former president's doomsday campaign rhetoric appears to be resonating with a section of voters.
Chicken is way up. Canned fruits are up 27%. Butter is up 30%. Crackers. Who would think of eating crackers? Crackers are up 40%. Oh, that's terrible. So it cost a typical household $28,000. Think of that. Kamala cast a tie-breaking vote on so many different things that have been so bad for our nation. It caused record inflation. Her votes cost us record inflation.
Republicans are trying to hit the Harris campaign over one particular issue, the state of the economy.
Fortunately, looking at the prices here, things are way too expensive. And they're way too expensive because of Kamala Harris's policies. And look, yes, buddy, you want some eggs? Let's talk about eggs, because these guys actually eat about 14 eggs every single morning. Is that right? Whoa. Be careful about this. Eggs, when Kamala Harris took office, were short of $1.50 a dozen. Now a dozen eggs will cost you around $4 thanks to Kamala Harris' inflationary policy.
Kamala Harris is leading Trump nationally, but just about. A 3-point lead offers her little assurance. Gender polarization has become more prevalent this election, with polls showing Harris performing well among women.
1 in 3 women in America lives in a state with a Trump abortion ban. This includes Georgia and every state in the South except Virginia. Think about that when you also combine that with what we know has been long-standing neglect around an issue like maternal mortality. Think about that when you compound that with what has been long-standing neglect of women in communities with a lack of the adequate resources they need for health care, prenatal, during their pregnancy, postpartum. Think about that. And these hypocrites want to start talking about this is in the best interest of women and children? Well, where you been? Where you been when it comes to taking care of the women and children of America? Where you been? How dare they? How dare they? Come on.
Democrats are hoping that Harris's running mate Tim Walz could bolster her appeal in other Midwestern and Rust Belt battlegrounds like Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin.
Whether they want a family or not, it's none of their damn business. But they keep talking about how pro-family they are. You know what? Spend a little less time trying to ban books in our schools and try and ban assault weapons in our schools.
Since 1960, every presidential election year has featured at least 3 weeks where one candidate led by 5 points or more. But this time, neither candidate has been able to secure that lead. It didn't even happen when Biden was still in the race. The lack of a clear lead of at least 5 points makes this election cycle even more significant. This is also an election which hinges on a handful of undecided voters. It leaves a window of opportunity for both Democrats and Republicans. 78-year-old Trump is making his third consecutive bid for the White House. 59-year-old Harris is hoping to become the first woman to serve as president in America's 248-year history. Either way, the outcome of this election will be monumental to say the very least.